This morning we convened the Regional Task Force on Homeless Intergovernmental Roundtable. This is a recurring meeting that we do with the leaders, city mayors and managers from all 18 incorporated cities, along with the county and the Regional Task Force on Homelessness. And the aim and intention of this is really to continue to draw greater collaboration and cooperation between cities and counties. Well, when it comes to addressing the issues of homelessness, it is a multi-jurisdiction effort. Cities are predominantly responsible for providing structure. County governments step in to provide behavioral health, mental health, and drug treatment services. And we often do that with state or federal funding. But the reality is we need every jurisdiction working together and moving together. As chair of the Board of Supervisors, I want to ensure our county is doing everything we possibly can to support our cities. And the last 3 years have seen unprecedented investment by county government. Particularly around mental health and drug treatment services, and unprecedented cooperation and collaboration with cities. Our county doing things that we have never done before to support them. But the reality is that our county needs to continue to step up and provide more help and more support and more assistance to cities. And in particular, we need to do it in a way that we can move with a greater sense of urgency and move with a greater speed. The situation on the streets demands that we continue to look for every possible way we can get more shelter facilities up, more safe parking, more safe camping, and we can do it much faster. And so I'm here today to share two updates. With us here today is Tamara Kohler, who you'll hear from in a minute, the leader of the Regional Task Force on the Homelessness, and we are very grateful for all of the work of RTFH. And with us here today is Barbara Jimenez, Community Operations Officer for the county's Department of Homeless Solutions and Equitable Communities, a new county department we stood up to focus exclusively on this. But the two things we want to update you on that I announced in State of the County, one is a standard memorandum of agreement, or MOA. All 18 incorporated cities now have this. Again, when you're looking for this collaboration, as we've partnered with the city of San Diego time and again, in every instance where we had a shelter location, where the city was running the shelter, the county was providing services, we would start from scratch, developing the memorandum of agreement for who would do what. And the reality is that is time that is wasted, and when it comes to addressing homelessness, we don't have any time. We need to move faster. And so the county has now put out to all 18 incorporated cities a detailed analysis of what county government stands ready and willing to do, including providing behavioral health services, having county public health education and relevant communicable disease screening tools in place at the shelter operation, ensuring we have a human services specialist to provide services at the shelter and assist individuals with health and human services administered benefits and self-sufficiency resources, things like CalWORKS, General Relief, CalFresh, Medi-Cal, and Cash Assistance Program for Immigrants, to make sure that we have the county resources at that shelter location. Again, whether it be safe parking, safe camping, sheltering, or even permanent supportive housing. But it's not a one-way street. Cities that are a part of this have to acknowledge that they will operate the shelter, providing food, security, hygiene, and cleanliness, showers, restrooms, and laundry, and the intake and coordination services. And with these agreements, we really ought to be in a position to move faster. In addition to the services, I've announced, and our board will ratify on May 24th, a $10 million grant program. And this is the County of San Diego providing $10 million to cities to kickstart their efforts, to help them provide seed funding, again, for shelters, safe parking, safe camping, because we have to move with a sense of urgency. And I know that a number of cities, and I was every time we do these meetings, National City is doing some incredible work on bringing shelter locations, a 160-bed shelter to National City. Chula Vista is bringing on a 65-bed shelter. Oceanside is moving forward. Carlsbad has established some. Vista is working very hard around permanent supportive housing. And a number of our East County cities, El Cajon, La Mesa, Lemon Grove, and Santee, are working on a regional approach. Supervisor Joel Anderson has been very involved in that. But as a county, we want to put up $10 million of one-time funds that cities can apply for, where we can fund what would normally be the city's share of the load. But again, we know that the need is urgent, and as a county, we want to provide leadership and provide help and assistance and remove any barrier, because homelessness is not just an issue that impacts downtown. Homelessness is an issue that impacts every single city in San Diego County. And so we are here as a county government not only to provide a memorandum of agreement for what we are ready to do the day you open your shelter. We provide in county staff and resources and services. We are here to offer $10 million in grant funds to help them stand up and expedite their efforts. And as we award those grants, we will be looking for what cities can move the fastest, who can most quickly get things up and running, that can get people off the streets and begin to get them the help and services they need. With that, I would like to turn it over to Tamara Kohler, the CEO of the Regional Task Force on Homelessness, for a few remarks. And again, I really appreciate RTFH for all they do regionally to convene, to collaborate, to provide funding and technical expertise. We rely on them a tremendous amount, and they've been a tremendous resource and ally as the county has stood up its own homeless department and continue to play leading roles like the convening that we had this morning. So with that, let me turn it over to Tamara.
Well, this is one of the times I don't need a script. This is so transformational, the way that the county is stepping up and providing a clear understanding of what the county can do. No longer do we have to wonder, where's the county, what can they do, how do we incorporate all of this work? To have it clearly spelled out in an MOA that all cities can understand, here's how the county will show up to help address homelessness in all of our communities, is truly transformational. And it actually gets us to our end goal, that people are no longer experiencing homelessness in their cars, on the street, but connected to safe sheltering that is tailored for their needs and the supports that they need to connect to end the crisis of homelessness, and all things lead to housing. The importance of putting up grant funding is, again, historical. Traditionally, we leave it for the cities to really come up with the seed money, to begin to site shelters, to do all of that work, for the county to be able to say, not only here's what we bring in services and ongoing long-term supports, so you clearly know what we do, but to actually offer grants to our cities and allow them to tailor it. Come together as a collaborative, as we're seeing in East County. Lean in individually if you understand what the needs are, but get the work done is the importance of what the county is doing. And this is grant funding, so this isn't something that we have to pay back. It's not something that requires a specific level of collaboration. It is a call to action and a sense of urgency with clear money behind it, whether that means preparing a site, bringing in the structures, whatever it takes to put the right shelter in the right location, allow each of our communities now to address homelessness on their individual scale. If each community can lean in and do that, I truly believe, and I know, and the data supports it, that we have a fighting chance to reduce the numbers on the street and connect people safely and appropriate to housing as quickly as we can. Thank you.
And a lot of this, again, just in closing, is borne out. We've done so much work with the city of San Diego, our community harm reduction teams, our Safe Haven shelter, our more Safe Haven permanent sites that are coming on, multiple home key programs, Operation Shelter to Home at the convention center, what we're doing in Midway with the new shelter that'll be up here real quick. But this is to help shift the focus beyond just city of San Diego, to recognize that the other 17 incorporated cities also all have their own challenges with homelessness, and we need to do more to help expedite and move quickly to get people off the streets. Getting them off the streets gets them in a better condition. It also improves the condition in our neighborhoods and helps our small businesses. And so we're really trying to bring a little different approach with a greater sense of urgency to move quicker to be able to get people into care and help and assistance they need.